Well, good evening. It's Robert A. Wilson with Cowboy Wisdom. I'm a hypnotherapist, NLP practitioner, timeline coach, dream sculptor, and published author of these 3 books. How did I teach myself fear? Dissolving ancient anger, and I am wisdom. And I will be talking about these 3 books. I will be doing a Facebook Live on each one so you understand more. Tonight, I want to talk about life is messy. How are we afraid of the messy that life is? How do we shy away from the messes that life is? And we think life is perfect and supposed to go on an even keel, never have any upset or anything. And how does that limit us in our expansion? We try to think and control, we overthink things, and we become locked and blocked in what is going on. And as I open up to understand life is messy because life is never going to go according to a plan. You can draw an outline and make it go because a plan is everything you think and everything you can think of. And life is messy to make that plan obsolete because there's going to be events that happen in that on the way that to show you where the plan failed. And with an outline, you're not locked and blocked into something. And that's what plans, goals, and intentions do, is they lock and block you in. Life is very messy because life has specific executed events to expand people's lives or individual things. And that is something I've really expanded into, is understand my life is messy. But the messy part is actually the good part. Life is perfect for my imperfections, but really life is imperfect for my imperfect self to expand through life and letting go of thinking I know, thinking I control life, thinking this. How did I teach myself to overthink the simplicity of life? That is something I do good. And I am really good at that, but I'm really expanding out of that. Because thinking and mind bind you in memories. And the more I'm binded in memories, the more I become locked and blocked in what I know. And what I know is limitations. When I open up to understand life is messy, I actually free me every day seeing splendid yazzapizzazz to dance with my inner pizzazz to really move forward. Because life is life expanding every day. So the more I hold on to what I know and everything has to go my way, the messier life is. And we've been taught to be in charge and control of our life. Them are the 2 biggest fallacies in life. We are here to facilitate, participate, and appreciate life. And another thing that happens, when I hear somebody tell me to do something through love, I understand love is in the head because they haven't went in to the deepest part of themselves. Because I understand this. I will never love everybody. I will never love every event in my life. But I will open up to appreciate every event in my life. When I appreciate, I see the value. That's what event is. Appreciating events is expand, vibrant, enterprising, nirvana today. As I open up to understand and grasp, life is going to wheel and deal me events that feature my control. And when somebody says detach from this or let go of this, what they really mean by detach and let go, and that'll be next Tuesdays, is detach, is mean you go through the unsavory part of the event and get and understand the wisdom and the innovation within it, then you can detach from it. That's how life gets messy, because we really just keep heaping up all the crap. And then pretty soon we're ready to bust and we don't know where to go. because we don't facilitate and participate in the simplicity of each event. I really taught myself to overthink, and I was good at it. I still have ways to go because life is forever an expanding event to energize my vibrancy inside myself. And understanding that the mess of life is a memorized event. Letting go of the mess is a mystical expansion, seeing sensational yazzapizzazz, dance with my prosperous panache to move forward and really understand I am the facilitator, the participant in my life. And everybody else is a tutor and a metaphor. So you can start dissolving the control, and that will allow you to move forward and dissipate the mess that it is. Because I'm going to read you something I wrote today. It's called, I ask me, how am I afraid to audaciously admit my life is messy? My admitting and understanding my life is messy unsheaths my mystical, enterprising, sassy, sexy yazzapizzazz, allows me to understand my life events are going to set me on my butt in a tether, withering out asinine arrogance, with a kick me in the butt to strut to understand life's imperfections, free enlightened ecstasy within me. Allow me to grasp, concede, and respect. I will never be perfect. Life, therefore, I admire my life as immaculate imperfections, invigorating maverick percipience, energizing revolutionary foresight, expanding canny trailblazing intuition, opening new paths of wraith. And wraith is a visible spirit. Paths of wraith wisdom, strolling on my walk of fame, free, feeling reveries, energizing everyday life, because I now grasp, respect, and admire. My life is messy, shows me my enterprising, sassy savvy, yesing my life with lionized intuitive fervor, enjoying my mess of me. As life expanding sovereign splendor within me, myself and I, now and forevermore. And see, the more I understand, I got to dance with it and not fight it. And I taught myself to overthink and fight everything because everything was against me. The more I feel life is against me, the bigger mess I make. So when I unstress the mess, I dress for success. As I play on my fields of far-seeing, innovative energies, loving daily events, I really move forward, really enjoying the unsavory part, because inside the savory is the savory to move me forward. And how does overthinking life, and life is supposed to go just the way I want it, and it can't go any other way, cause more challenges, more messes for me to have to expand through? I can listen and expand, or I can fight and then go through all the turmoil and then expand through it. Which would you rather do? Expand your life by listening, or fight your life through fright and live in the night afraid of life? That is something right there that I really have I've had to open up and expand through, is the fight of life. I taught myself that I had to be tough. There was no just Teflon tough. I had to be really tough. That was a bluff I played on myself, because nobody's tougher than the invisible. And life is more invisible, more unseen, more unexplainable, and unfathomable than the conscious mind will ever understand. And the unconscious mind has the images of the mess, and that And the unconscious thinks that mess is what keeps me safe. So between the fight and the mess I had and the images in my unconscious, I stayed the same. And then I went through about, I'd say 10 years of trying to change, heal, and create my life, and have stayed the same. It wasn't until I opened up and understand all life is inside right here. It goes from here, but it really, when I release anyway, it comes from the root chakra up, and I gotta have the guts to go through the turmoil to boil the term out of the oil and take the oil and make high octane omnificence, which is omnificence is the most powerful creation in the world. So when I realize I make the mess and I keep thinking that life is a mess, it makes my life a mess. And that's the key word, makes my life a mess. But when I see the mess and I unstress myself to stop, listen, and go through the mess with questions, not thinking. You're always going to question your way out of turmoil. Anything in your life that's unsavory, I will question my way out of it, as you will question your way out of it. Query the fury, and unhurry, and you'll open up a new way of life. And we've been taught through life to really be locked and blocked that we're right. This is the only way, and that's how come we're in the situations we are. My way is the only way. That comes from all the way through from the leadership in the country all the way down through the school system. And if you look at the world today, all the turmoil of today mirrors history, because we've been taught to live in history. History class has never been about teaching us. History class has been to control us. And everybody thinks war is a way to end everything. War is a temporary thing, but war has never, ever fixed the world. What it's going to take to fix the world is people understand the mess of the world, and then we take individual wisdom, innovation, and talent. We will expand out of this. And the more we rely on government, the bigger mess we're in. So it's individuals will undo the mess of the leadership, like always. But it really comes down to us having a trailblazing intuition to open new paths of wisdom within ourselves. Wisdom instead of knowledge will take you forward. And the difference between wisdom and knowledge is looking at light. Knowledge is knowing the light is on. Wisdom is what makes the light operate that you can't see. Wisdom is a curiosity to open you up to see something and understand new nirvana and new enlightenment within yourself. And see, we always are looking outside ourselves for the answers. There's no such thing as an answer. An answer is just a temporary thing. And an answer is actually another mess waiting to happen. When you can open up to ungoverned inspiration, unleashing enterprising expressions to expand through every situation, because every situation is new wisdom. And we're trying to use the 100 years of education to get out of the same problems we've had since I've been alive. And that's quite a while. So if we start, instead of fixing the mess, expand out of the mess, open unsavory turmoil to expand of omnipotent, to expand of, and of is omnific foresight, igniting a new light for us to illuminate the dark. And that's what we're here to do, is illuminate the dark through embracing the dark, appreciating life, then facilitating participating in life. Life will become less messy. It'll never be free of mess. It'll never be perfect. It's never going to be anything. It's going to be a facilitating foresight with a pioneer participation to expand through life. But it's appreciate every event as a life expanding experience and let go of setting goals and intentions and open up to saying, I experience, this is the accomplished outcome I desire to experience, and put words and images to that outcome, and then life will expand for you. Life is never going to be perfect. Life is going to be messy. So when you undo the mess, so when you go through a mess, just unstress the mess. But understand the mess is a mystical, enterprising, sassy, sexy experience to enjoy. That's something we've really, really taken out of the life, is enjoying life. We think we have to go 900 miles an hour and keep up with everybody. I know somebody who was guilty of that, me. And I still have a long ways to go on that. But that's what I love about life. Once you see the open road, the goating of myself went away, and the road of riches opened up to enrich my life with wisdom, innovation, and talent. Because wisdom, innovation, and talent will take you through everything in life. Listening, wisdom, innovation, talent, but listening to the unseen, unexplainable, and unfathomable will diss the mess of your life and open up and dress you for success to enjoy life. But the messier life is, that comes from overthinking. And how do you overthink things and things become really, really unsavory and deal? So when you undress the mess, you open up a sovereign serenity to understand, respect, and admire daily life. Everything in your daily life is a metaphor and a tutor, allowing me to be my teacher. And my teacher to show me the way through life. Life shows you the way to the promised land. We try to know our way to everywhere, and that's where all the mess begins, ends, and stays. Always remember this. Always be open to this. Words and wisdom are your bridges to everywhere, and that's in my book, I Am Wisdom. And I am Robert A. Wilson, and I want to say good night. Everybody have a good weekend. My website is mycowboywisdom.com. My email is robert@mycowboywisdom.com. And may your life always be blessed. And we'll be here next Tuesday night. We're going to talk about detachment. And good night.